Hello, this is Pat DePersia of DePersia Technology Solutions. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up multi-factor authentication for Office 365. You may hear me refer to multi-factor authentication as MFA or 2FA throughout this video. It's all the same. So a quick overview. MFA is where you have to provide two pieces of information that you are who you say you are. In this case, your password and a rolling 6-digit code from a mobile device. MFA is becoming more prevalent with services and apps on the internet and on mobile devices, and I highly encourage you to set up MFA on any system you possibly can, especially banks, social media, things like that. Unfortunately, it's too easy for hackers to get or even guess your password, but it's almost impossible for them to get the code from your phone needed for authentication. I'll touch on password complexity at the end of the video if you want to stick around. It's scary to see how fast a complex password is to guess. The good news is, MFA is generally only required in Office 365 when you're setting up a new phone, a new computer, or logging into the Office 365 site. The code is not going to be required every time you start Outlook, for example. One final heads up. If you see a prompt anywhere along your setup asking if you're using a work or school account or a personal account, you'll be selecting a work school account. Okay, let's get on with the MFA setup for Office 365. First thing we're going to do is go to office.com in our browser. You can use any browser, but I recommend you do this on a computer. Doing it on a mobile device, you're going to need two mobile devices to be able to scan the QR code easily. So let's go to office.com. We're going to sign in, and we're going to use our work email address here. Go ahead and enter in your password. And you're going to get this screen asking for more information required. This is the beginning of the MFA setup. We're going to click Next, and then we'll click Setup. There's no need to change anything on this page. At this point, we're prompted to configure the mobile app, and we're shown a QR code on our screen. Don't click Next here until you follow the next steps on your mobile device. Now we're going to jump over to our iPhone. You can also do the same steps on an iPad. Microsoft does have an Android version of the Authenticator app available, and the steps I'm going to show you on the iPhone will be similar, but you'll need to go to the Google Store to download. I'll be showing you the Microsoft Authenticator app, but if you already use MFA with another provider and they have a different MFA app, those apps will most likely work just fine with Office 365. On our iPhone, the first thing we're going to do is open the App Store. From there, we'll search for the Microsoft Authenticator app and download it. Once downloaded, the first time we open it up, we'll be presented with some privacy information. The only option here is to agree. We can turn any data collection off once we're set up in the app if we want. We'll now select Scan a QR code, and then Add Account. Finally, we have to allow permission for the app to use our camera to scan the code. OK that prompt. We'll now see our camera is up, and we want to scan the QR code. Once the QR code has been scanned and is recognized by the app, you'll now see the Authenticator is displaying a 6-digit code on the screen. This is our MFA code. It changes every 30 seconds, which is shown by the counter. If you need to enter this code and it's getting close to running out of time, just wait for it to roll over to the next code. Finally, back to our computer. Now that we've scanned the QR code, you can press the next button. For step 2, we're going to enter the 6-digit code from our phone and then click Verify. This step is making sure that you went through everything correctly before turning on MFA. If you get the message stating verification successful, you're good to go. Click Done. At this point, you'll be at the Office 365 home screen and your MFA setup is complete. If you've run into any issues with this setup, please feel free to reach out for support. Our contact information is on the web at www.depersiatech.com. For those of you that want to stick around for another minute, let's see how fast a computer can guess, say, your 8-digit complex password. I generated this random 8-character password in my notepad here with upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and a special character. We're going to paste this in here to see how secure it is, and it can be guessed in 8 hours. If you have a 7-character complex password, it'll only take 6 minutes. 5 characters, 5 seconds. So you can see that this is a problem. You need complex passwords. My suggestion for passwords these days are a short phrase. For example, I love the beach. That's a complex password due to the uppercase, lowercase, spaces, which are a special symbol. You can even put a period at the end if you want, don't have to. It's not terribly long, it's easy to type, and should be able to be remembered without writing it down. So let's test it out. I love the beach, with no period, takes 300 billion years to crack. So we're pretty secure there. Last item I'll bring up, every application and site you use has a password. You should be using a password manager. Password Manager records all of your usernames and passwords and will even generate random long passwords for you. All you need to remember is your master password to get into the manager. And this is where you use I love the beach. And you never ever reuse that password anywhere else. Same with your bank and work passwords. Do not reuse these passwords. With a password manager, you should have individual passwords for every site. A password manager I like currently is called 1Password. It will sync between all of your devices, so you'll have your passwords anywhere you go. Your master password is the key though. Forget this and you're stuck. 1Password will actually give you a sheet you should print out with some information on it, put it in a safe or a safe deposit box for safekeeping. Because if you lose your master password, there is no retrieval. A good password manager has no forgot password button. Your passwords are encrypted in the cloud, and without that master password, there is no way for you, the provider, or anyone else to decrypt your passwords. That's what makes the system secure. That's all for today. Hope this information was helpful. Again, if you have any questions or need support, feel free to reach out to us on the web at www.depersiatech.com. Thank you.